We know that Prosper, Texas has kind of hit the map recently. We're growing, we have a ton of commercial development going on, and we have some of the most beautiful neighborhoods in the state of Texas, I think. So here we are going into all of the greatest neighborhoods in Prosper, Texas.
Let's get started. I'm Holly Haven.
And I'm Andy Haven.
All right, guys, welcome to the Haven Home Team channel. We are your no-filter North Texas real estate team. And today we want to go through some of our favorite neighborhoods in Prosper, Texas. So we're going to tell you a little bit about each neighborhood that we have on our list today. Obviously, it's not a complete list. I think we have 35 to 40 different individual neighborhoods within Prosper right now and still growing every day. So let's talk about some of our favorites, why we like them, and why a lot of our clients like them.
So we're going to start off with La Cima. This is actually Lakes of La Cima, if you've ever heard of that. It is right off of Prosper Trail. It is kind of an older neighborhood. It did start around 2007, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it has been being built for a while. They did finish a new development recently, which is beautiful. If you've not been through the neighborhood, there are some beautiful homes back there. The neighborhood has a pool and an elementary school, and it's right off of 380, but doesn't touch 380 because we don't want to be that close.
Exactly right.
So I think Lakes of La Cima is a great neighborhood.
Agreed. And I know you recently looked up kind of the number of listings, and we've only had like 3 or 4 active listings within the neighborhood right now. So that kind of just attests to how much excitement there is around Prosper and how people don't necessarily leave very often.
Yeah, for sure. And it's crazy because actually whenever I went to Prosper High School, which was so long ago, I'm just kidding, every single person I went to high school with lived in La Cima. Like, I don't know a person that didn't live in that neighborhood. So it seems like those families have actually just stayed there. They love it so much and they aren't leaving anytime soon.
Yeah, it's great when there's an elementary school in the neighborhood. And La Cima is right next to the next one on our list, which is Willow Ridge. Again, started around the same time, maybe a little earlier than Lakes of La Cima.
Yeah.
And tell us about that neighborhood.
So that neighborhood has a pool and a park inside the neighborhood. There is a large fishing pond right outside of the neighborhood that actually connects Lakes of La Cima and Willow Ridge together. If you're ever looking for any middle schoolers, that's where they are. They're always fishing over there. It's a great place for families to hang out. There is a private preschool over there and a lot of parks. I think there's 3 or 4 parks that actually connect within those neighborhoods. It's right across the street from CVS on Prosper Trail. And not Prosper Trail, First Street. I apologize. And right across the street from the new Andy's Frozen Custard.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about Whitley Place. This neighborhood tends to fly under the radar, and there are some really, really beautiful homes in Whitley Place. They have a little more natural landscape, like large mature trees and things like that. They have a pond, a park, a pool, and an elementary school within the neighborhood as well.
Yeah, that neighborhood is absolutely beautiful. I actually looked up the other day the average home prices in that neighborhood, and I was shocked to say the least. The least expensive one I could find in that neighborhood was around $850,000, and the most expensive was almost $3 million.
Yeah, that's a great point. Every neighborhood carries its own price point. It can be based on the land prices at the time it was developed, or maybe the value of the land that it is today. It also is going to be tied to builders, whether they're custom high-end builders. There's a lot of differences, but Whitley Place has really maintained a higher price per square foot average than much of Prosper, than more of the other communities. Let's talk about Whispering Farms. Guys, it's exactly like what you're imagining right now. It's just big, beautiful lots and really nice custom homes. There's a pond and a lake, and there's almost never anything listed, and there's never anything listed under 1.5 million.
Yeah, there's one listed in there right now, and it's something you need to check out. It is beautiful. It's the biggest home in the neighborhood, at the very back of the neighborhood, and it's something you will probably never find again. It's on like a little hill. There's rolling hills in the back. I mean, as hilly as you can get in Prosper, Texas. The neighborhood actually started as like more of a ranching horse neighborhood. So a lot of people used to have horses in their backyard, so there are horse paths throughout the entire neighborhood. They have developed those now into sidewalks, so it's more of like a walking neighborhood, but it is beautiful. They have those open fences, so you do see your neighbors, but everybody has large plants and bushes and everything to kind of give themselves some privacy. But if you've never checked out Whispering Farms, you definitely need to.
Yeah, and we know that at the time you're watching this video, this beautiful listing that we just showed you may not still be available, but don't worry, there's lots of gorgeous homes in that neighborhood, and we're happy to find the right one for you. Okay, Andy, you know Gentle Creek is near and dear to my own heart.
Mine too. That's where we actually lived for almost 10 years, I believe.
We did. It's a great neighborhood, community pool, park. Much of the neighborhood backs up to Gentle Creek Golf Course. So you have lots of nice rolling hills and green to look at, I guess, depending on where you live in the neighborhood.
It's a beautiful neighborhood. They have some larger lots. It's not right on top of each other like a lot of the newer neighborhoods. They are those open fencings again, but it is because you are on a golf course. So if that's something you're worried about, plant some bushes, some trees, give yourself some nice landscaping. The neighborhood is awesome. It is right off of Coit and Prosper Trail, so you can get anywhere within about 10 minutes. And honestly, I think we're biased, but it's my favorite neighborhood in Prosper.
It is one of my favorites. It's kind of one of the original Prosper neighborhoods. And there's a really nice difference in price points. We can really get anywhere from 700 well up into the multi-millions. There's even a gated section. There's a section that was closer to 2-acre lots. You have a lot of options inside Gentle Creek.
Yeah, and I think also the good thing about Gentle Creek is it actually ranges from about a 2002 build to almost 2020, I believe. I think the last house was built around 2020. So it's a really great neighborhood for lots of options. And if you're somebody who likes kind of older, traditional, or maybe modern updated, there's options for everything in there.
Now let's go into some of the master planned communities that have really popped up in the last, I'm going to say 5 to 10 years. They kind of started with Light Farms. We're not there yet. So let's talk about Liliana.
Yeah, so I think something to point out before we get into these is a lot of these are technically in Salina.
Yes.
But they are in Prosper ISD. So that's why they're on the list. They are within Prosper ISD, and you do pay, I believe it gets very confusing, but you do pay Salina utilities.
Right.
But you technically have a Prosper address. So if you're moving there, let us help you out. Let us give you the lowdown on where you're actually living if there's confusion there. But this neighborhood is Liliana. Liliana is a great neighborhood. They're actually building a ton more houses right now. They're expanding. They're adding an elementary school to the neighborhood. They currently have 1 tennis court, 2 pools, and some parks available as well.
Okay, when we're talking about the master planned communities, I have a little bias here because Mustang Lakes is my favorite. And guys, here's what would happen. If we drive you into these neighborhoods, everybody has a different favorite based on the way it's laid out, the size of the trees, the style of the homes. But Mustang Lakes is one of my favorites.
Mustang Lakes is beautiful. It's kind of a vertical neighborhood. It goes straight back. There's a long winding road that goes back through there. There's an elementary school in the neighborhood. There's a gym, 2 pools, I believe, a couple parks, and a ton of ponds and lakes, given the name Mustang Lakes.
Yeah, so it's really laid out in a way that makes you feel very homey, lots of big trees, curving roads, and the fact that you can just take your fishing pole out to the lake and enjoy an afternoon is a huge benefit to just walk out and kind of have that little outdoor life as well in, a good suburban neighborhood.
It's a beautiful neighborhood. If you ever get a chance to drive through, I think you should.
Okay, one of the neighborhoods that really put Prosper on the map in the last few years is Windsong Ranch. And what is the biggest selling feature of Windsong Ranch?
They have a lagoon.
It's beautiful. A big crystal blue lagoon with white sand beaches. It's great. You can go out and paddleboard. You can literally go and spend a day at the beach within your own neighborhood.
Yeah, they actually have water aerobics classes in the lagoon, which I think would be so much fun. So if you ever have free time, go check out Windsong Ranch and water aerobics.
Yeah. And so outside of the lagoon, they also have a gym. They have multiple ponds, multiple parks. They have a dog park. They have an elementary school.
Yeah. Lots to choose from in that neighborhood. If you've ever driven through that neighborhood, it just looks luxury. Like, it's a beautiful neighborhood, lots of great things going for it, and it's in a great spot.
Yeah, and a lot of different price points as well. So we can get you in anywhere from a townhome all the way up into multi-million-dollar custom properties on nearly an acre.
Yeah, and if you're looking to invest or rent, there's some smaller homes in the neighborhood as well. They're maxed out at about 2 to 3 bedrooms, and they're a great option as well if you're looking for something different.
And another one that people are generally very familiar with is Light Farms. It is massive. It is a very large master planned community. Lots of different price points, lots of different builders to choose from. They also have an elementary school in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And what else do they have?
They have a gym, a park, a pool. I think they have multiple pools now. They have a restaurant called The Nook, so you can go up there and eat while you're at the pool or just in the winter anytime. It's a really, really cool amenity, actually, because, you never have to leave your neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a great golf cart neighborhood. It's probably one of the only ones left in Prosper that I would say you're going to want a golf cart if you live there. Families tend to just travel up to the Nook and have dinner, or they go play volleyball. I think they even have pickleball and all kinds of options up there. So a lot of really great opportunities. Again, different price points, lots of different builders. So a lot to choose from in Light Farms. So Andy, just for a quick overview of Prosper, tell us a little bit about Prosper as a whole. Where are we located?
So we're actually north of Frisco. We're about 35 minutes from DFW Airport. We have about 35,000 residents at this moment, 19 schools, 19,000 students, and we're about 27 square miles as a city. So if you look at the map, we're actually about a third of the size of Frisco. We are a very small town in just kind of landmass. Salina is actually double our size, almost triple our size. So we have competition coming.
That's right. So there are lots of options if you're looking for highly rated schools, lots of neighborhoods that give you options on different price points, different builders, different styles. Prosper probably has something to fit your needs. And what do we have to offer them in the comments today?
So down in the comments, we have a buyer's and seller's guide if you're interested in buying or selling in Prosper, Texas. If you have any questions or need any more information, you can always message us on Facebook or Instagram, and go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell, and we will see you next time.
Bye, guys.